I speculate, without any evidence whatever, that either one of the owners at some point in the 400-year history was a retired legionary, and therefore when he built his guest wing he decided to build a military bath in it, or an owner here regularly entertained senior military officers from Gloucester or Cirencester.
Possibly, yeah.
And he wanted to offer them a choice of bathing, as you do.
Yeah. It would have been officers. It would have been.
Yes.
It wouldn't have been the soldiers. No.
But the other thing about the Roman army is they recruited from all over the empire. You had to be a citizen to be a legionary, but you could join as an auxiliary anywhere in the empire. And for many young men, it was one of the few ways of getting away from home.
Yeah.
And
then they get away from home and you realise it's too cold and they want to go back.
Roughly corresponding to modern Romania. And the empire deliberately settled a lot of retired legionaries in there to make sure, in case there was trouble with the locals.
Romania. So is that why it's called Romania?
Exactly.
Ah, it makes sense now.
And it's also why the language, modern language closest to spoken Latin is not Italian, it is Romanian.
Oh, okay. So do you remember a few days ago when I accidentally ended up at Chedworth Roman Villa? And I said I was going to sign up to the National Trust website, which is what I've done. And obviously I went to Croom yesterday. So today I am on my way back to Chedworth Roman Villa. This time I'm going in to Chedworth Roman Villa because I've got my National Trust membership. So yeah, I am now en route back to Chedworth to see what the Roman Villa is all about. So it's a bit warmer today than what it was the other day, and it's dry. I can remember the other day when I came accidentally found it, it was pissing down. But today it's really sunny, like sunny that you can't even see. It's blinding me when I'm driving. But yeah, at least it's a bit drier today. So I'm now heading down these country lanes again, heading into Chedworth. I just thought I'd slow down along here just to show you some of the views along here. Look at that view to the right, unreal. Gorgeous, that, isn't it? Nice little cliff on the right hand side of us there as well. So what, I could drive around the Cotswolds all day. It's so nice, isn't it? I was slowing down there to like have a look at the view, and I didn't realise there was a car waiting behind me. That's why I just had to speed up a bit. Because Mr. Dickhead in the Volvo behind me is in a hoodie. We're back. Chedworth Roman Villa, round 2. This time with a membership. So finally we're here for round 2 of Chedworth Roman Villa. I got here quicker than what I did last time. That's because I knew where I was going and I wasn't coming from Gloucester, I was coming from Cheltenham. So it's actually not that far away from where I live actually. It's about, what, 9 miles, something like that. So yeah, let's do this. Chedworth Roman Villa 2.0. So we are now here. Chedworth Roman Villa. So it was discovered in 1864 and that's when they excavated it. Henry VIII is crowned, the villa lies buried and forgotten. William the Conqueror invades Britain, the villa is in ruins. So it was built in AD 362. This is the Learning Pavilion I'll go up there in a minute. Oh, that's massive, isn't it? When you think about it. You think about the size. One of the most largest and most luxurious country houses or villas in the late Roman Britain. Its owners, members of the social and political elite, entertained important guests here. Lovely. When you think about it, right, if you look in and zoom in on that, it was quite big, wasn't it? You know, not a lot of it is still standing, like, well, that's huge, isn't it? The toilet block and kitchen. Okay. Latrine. Communal lavatory. Okay, so a lot of shit have gone on in there, haven't they? A lot of Roman shit. Zoom out a little bit. What are these sounds? There's like little buttons you press and you can hear sounds on it. I just seen one here. See there? Number 1, snail. I don't know what the sounds are for. So in 43 AD, the 1st century, the Romans invaded Britain. In 360 AD, 4th century, Chedworth Roman villa at its grandest. So this is the West Range. Let's have a little look in here. Oh wow. Look at the mosaic stones. Very nice. Oh wow, look at that. Wow. Look inside for a spectacular view of the grand dining room. Mosaic. Look at this. It's unreal. I like this building that they built around it to protect it. It's good in there. Wow. Anteroom. Guests assemble here before dinner. Wow. I like the way they built this to protect the stones.
Yes.
You know, if you go to ones like in Gloucester, there's one in Gloucester, but there's nothing there. It's just
No, it was actually
it's just ruins. Yeah.
really fortunate that they
Yeah.
protected it as soon as they found it.
Huge project, isn't it?
Yeah.
Build all this.
Amazing artwork when you think about it. It goes into the tiles.
Yes, it is. It's astonishing.
Unreal.
The level of craftsmanship is huge.
So this is the grand dining room. They were very, very good at sewage and irrigation, weren't they? They were very good at underground sewage. Okay. Morning.
Hey, welcome.
You alright?
Before?
No,
Come far?
no. Cheltenham, I live in Cheltenham.
What kept you?
Hey?
What kept you?
Yeah, I know.
Been here
Well,
2,000 years.
I cut a long story short. You know the one in Gloucester, the Roman village?
Mhm.
I don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called? No. So I've been there quite a few times with the family. And one day, it was Monday, I woke up and I thought, I'll go there for a visit. Kids are in school, I'll go and get some footage for YouTube, you know. And I was driving on my way there, putting the sat-nav, I put in Roman Village, Gloucester, and it was bringing me here. And I was driving on the way up on the roads, and I was thinking, I don't recognise these roads. So I come here, turned up on Monday, and then I come in the visitor centre, and they said this is a National Trust, because I'm English Heritage member. So cut a long story short again, I ended up signing up for the National Trust. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah, I went to my first visit National Trust yesterday was Croom.
Oh, that's good.
I went to Croom yesterday. Yeah.
Hello.
Morning. You all right?
Morning. Yes, yes.
But it's like I was just saying to this couple just in there. Then that if you see the Roman one in Gloucester, it's not protected. It's not protected like this one. And I think that the reason why was that is because of the mosaic stones. That's probably why it's
Well,
protected.
this was several £1 million of National Heritage Gloucester money, so
Yeah.
these are the best mosaics exposed.
Yeah. And when you look at the history, how much money they must have had.
Yeah. Well, yes, if you crash the Cotswolds, you find Rome. I mean, London becomes the capital after Boudica burns down Colchester.
Yeah.
But Cirencester becomes the second city of Rome Britain.
What was it? Oh, Cirencester. Oh, okay.
And if you hear this mural, we showed it up during this last winter, this shows the local landscape, which of course hasn't changed.
No. And that's the beautiful thing about the Cotswolds, isn't it? It's just
Every building marked on there
yeah,
is Rome.
Is-
You see
is-
there's an awful lot of them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Morning. You all right?
Hello again.
Hello again.
to give perspective, north is that way, it's
Yeah.
not that way.
Okay.
So Ermine Street goes all the way to London, and then is extended down to Gloucester. The Fosse Way goes all the way to Lincoln,
So Gloucester was known as Cleveland.
Cleum, yeah, and Cirencester was Corinium, and Corinium Dominorum, the local tribe of the Dobunni. The Fosse Way is later extended down to Exeter. And then you've got Egmont Street goes up the Midlands.
This is
what
Chedworth.
is
This is
off
Chedworth. Yeah. What's this temple? Where's this?
It's in the woods up there.
Oh, okay.
Now it's only, you only see there's a few mounds in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
There's the rude soldiery down in Gloucester guarding the river crossing. But the first 50 years or so, the Britain's the other side of the river had not been fully Romanised. It's a garrison guarded the river crossing. Gloucester was the lowest point on the Severn where you could cross safely year round, given the
Okay.
technology of those days.
Yeah.
And it was a major port in its own right. And before the Romans arrived, it was a major port. And here we're in the wealthy suburbs of Cirencester, so close
Yeah.
enough you can do a morning shopping on horseback in the posh shops in Cirencester. Or go to the amphitheatre for a
On horseback, no taxis. On horseback, yeah.
Well, yes, this road you drive up here, extended up there, that was an ancient bridleway. And then you go a little white way all the way to Cirencester. It's great.
I live by Prestbury Village. That's quite an old village as well.
Oh, yes. Look on the map.
Yeah.
Cheltenham doesn't exist. Cheltenham didn't exist till the
It
Regency
didn't exist.
period,
Yeah.
But Chelter Kings and Prestbury are older.
Yeah.
Not much there.
No, I think Prestbury Village is 8th to 10th century.
Yeah.
And then the village itself, I think it's 12th. St Mary's Church is
Yeah.
the 12th century.
Yeah. So St Mary's Children Kings. I live in Children Kings.
How could you not be interested in history? It's good. It's good, isn't it? It is.
And so you've got the root soldiery there, the seed administrators, rich merchants, posh shops here, and all around here villas belonging to Romanised Britons, not Italians.
No, Roman.
Who've made money up mostly
Yeah.
off the Romans.
When you think about it, though, we wouldn't be who we are today without the Romans.
No.
You know,
Well, the Roman,
sewage, central heating. You know, quite a lot of things.
the Roman Empire, a bit like the British Empire, worked by co-opting cooperative locals
Yeah,
and energetically suppressing the uncooperative ones.
yeah.
And round here, the Dobunni, not like those pesky East Anglians like the Boudica who fought them, saw the Romans coming and said, "Welcome, Romans, let us sell you stuff."
Yeah,
We're much better get
because
rich off them.
they knew the Romans had money. Yeah.
And the Roman historian Tacitus, who was the son-in-law of Agricola, who was the one stage procurator of Britannia, who wrote very satirical histories about the empire. But he wrote a very hagiographic biography of his father-in-law, including his time in Britain. And he made the point that what was really helped the Romans in Britain was the British tribes kept fighting each other.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
So-
leave them to fight amongst each other. We'll, yeah,
Those
yeah,
who sided with the Romans did well. Around here they did well.
yeah, yeah. I love it. I love all the history, mate. It's like I was saying to the guy before, I don't even watch TV. I watch mainly YouTube documentaries, but I will watch History Channel or I will watch Discovery Channel. They're the only two channels I watch. And they had, when you say top technologies, what do you mean by technologies? What is that? Was that like the roads? Would you class that as a technology?
No, certainly.
The sewers, the sewers.
They were all seasoned because they're well drained, were good surface. So if they had to move troops around quickly, they knew it would still be in good nick.
Yeah. That reminds me of the Monty Python sketch, Life of Brian, where he says, you know, what have the Romans ever done for us? And he goes, irrigation? And he goes, yeah, apart from irrigation, what? The roads? Oh, yeah. When you think about it, that skit is actually makes sense because the Romans did.
And they left their legs, the invading Anglo-Saxons, first of all, take 150 years to control the Cotswolds, because the further they got from their landing beaches, yes, it's in Kent, the lazier they got about pushing any further west.
Yeah.
But until then, the local tribes would have spoken a Celtic language cognate to modern Welsh. Well, the Anglo-Saxons took over a lot of Roman administration. The mile and the ounce are Latin words which the Anglo-Saxons came to use.
Yeah.
But what's the first thing administration establishes? Weights and measures, because
Weights and measures,
you could tax them then.
yeah.
And so they adopted Roman administration.
Yeah.
Because
And then we have Roman Catholic as well, and, you know. I'm a Roman Catholic.
The English language is a wonderful bastard language between Germanic and Norse, with an overlay of Latin where the Normans arrived.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's actually interesting because where I'm from, Birkenhead, right, there was there's a priory called the monks, the priory in Birkenhead, and I done a bit of research and a bit of history into that, and apparently the monks were the first to trade overseas, and there's a lot of history involved in that, and they I think. My mind's just gone blank now. I think I'm getting dementia. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about now. Yeah, anyway, but the history in the Benedictine monks in Birkenhead is quite... and there's a connection between Gloucester and Birkenhead.
Well, of course you've got the priory in Gloucester.
Yeah.
Early walls and arches.
It's just weird that I'm from Birkenhead and my partner, she's from Gloucester, and there's a connection between the two priories and the cathedral,
Well, Gloucester,
and I ended up here.
was always a frontier town, I looked at, because it was on the borders of Mercia, Wessex and Wales.
Yeah,
And the first queen regnant in England, recognised by the other kings, was, of course, Ethelfled of
yeah.
Mercia, who was a Gloucester lass.
Oh, okay. Because you were saying about
And she was
you were saying
succeeded by her
about
daughter.
you were saying about Nords, right? Well, actually, the name Scouse comes from Lobscouse,
Oh yeah, lovely,
right?
which is Norse.
And it's Nordic.
it's Viking.
So you could argue and say, am I Anglo-Saxon or am I
Well,
Nordic?
I'm a Brit, I know I'm a thorough mongrel.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And of course, all the port cities in Britain for
Well,
trading days.
have you ever heard of the Monk's Tunnels in Birkenhead?
I didn't know
The
that. I never thought about it.
the Benedictine monks, they were the first to trade overseas than any other city in the UK, apparently. And when the Vikings, not the Vikings, the invaders or the Nords or whatever it was,
Well,
the Normans or whatever.
It was the northern edge of Mercia, climbing up at the southern edge of Northumberland, but the first kings of Northumberland controlled the west coast as
But
well.
when they got
Then England-
when they got wind that the Benedictine monks were trading and bringing in contraband, they were stealing from their ships, so they had to build tunnels. They built tunnels from Birkenhead, and they lead underground, and they lead all the way to Wrexham, apparently. So these tunnels that the monks built, they lead all the way to Wrexham, yeah.
Incidentally, there's a funny record of this. This is a little bit of writing from the entire site, and it's a bit of illicit sporting graffiti.
Oh, okay.
Whoever carved that was not meant to.
No.
It supports one of the great rival chariot racing teams in Rome, and we're a long way from Rome.
Yeah.
But somehow the fandom has reach this corner of the empire.
Yeah.
It's like going to Nairobi and seeing graffiti to Everton.
So maybe the people that wrote it were originally from, you know, you say that.
I mean, how many supporters of Liverpool are from Liverpool?
True.
The fan, you don't have
Oh,
to be
fan
a
base.
local being
Yeah.
the fan base was throughout the empire.
Yeah. And then what happened? It just collapsed. The empire collapsed, didn't it?
Well, the Central Roman control collapsed except Mediterranean, but then of course it divided between the West and Eastern Church. So Rome and Byzantium became centres after about the 6th century.
Yeah.
And with Constantine established capital in...
I was about to mention
Constantinople,
Constantine, yeah. I was
Byzantium.
about to mention him, yeah.
That's right. And then there was the Western Church, and there was a great schism, and then of course the Western Church is self-divided with two popes, the anti-pope being in Avignon.
Yeah. Imagine where we'd be today if the Romans had have kept hold of Britain.
Yeah.
Do you think we'd be better off?
We're different, all organisations different.
We'd be different, yeah.
Better for whom is the obvious question.
True.
As always.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a little walk down there now anyway, have a look down here, see what's... Thank you. So there's the steam baths, okay, like a sauna, spas. Changing room, here the slaves helped you undress and folded up clothes. You might also be served light refreshments and play board games. Wow. They proper lived, the Romans, didn't they? They proper lived. I mean, look at that. You can just imagine them all sitting in here, sweating, sauna. I mean, did you say that's a changing room? Steam baths, yeah. Yeah. People bathe together to get clean, to groom themselves, relax, socialise, exercise, and even to do business. But men and women bathed separately. Oh, okay. So that would have been the male, and that would have been the female then. I'm guessing. Oh, okay. What's this? Wow. Oh, so that would have been wow. That's why they put the water on the wall there. So that would have been a deep pool. That's amazing, isn't it? When you think about it. How they built that. Look at the stone. Oh, they got them stones in there like that. The size of them. Like the sides. Can you imagine how deep that would have been? Would have been heated, do you reckon? I'm going to ask somebody, Anna. I'll go and ask somebody. Wow. How, you know, sorry, interrupting. How, you know, the baths in there?
Yeah.
But a lot of the Roman baths were heated water, were they? How did they heat that?
There was a big boiler outside.
Oh, okay.
Where you'll see where the fire was.
Would it have been underground heating, would it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Under the walls.
Wow.
Hot air, and then it's drawn up.
Yeah, because
up the walls.
some of that, if you look at that one in the corner over there, that's quite deep as well, isn't it?
It is. That's cold.
I was going to say that's why I was asking, because it looks like it'd be difficult to heat that one because the stones are big.
That is the cold plunge pool.
Oh, okay.
If you look carefully at the walls,
Yeah.
they're painted.
Ah, okay.
And it's very important painting.
Yeah.
It's national significant.
I like the way you put the water feature on the wall to make it look like you're. Yeah, I like that. So this would have been like male and female because they separated them, didn't they?
No. This would have been used probably at different times of the day.
Yeah.
Male and female. But
Yeah.
But if it's a family,
no,
there's no link.
Yeah.
no segregation in the rooms. You've got a changing room,
Yeah.
a warm room.
What would we do like the Romans, eh? We wouldn't have saunas today, would we, if it wasn't for the Romans?
This was
In fact, we wouldn't have civilization if it wasn't for the Romans.
And the Greeks.
Roads, yeah, and the Greeks, yeah.
so yes, that's useful. Two bathhouses
Wow.
as well, both
Yeah.
at the same time concurrently.
Wow.
Yes,
So
two
that's,
bathhouses, two
a-
dining rooms,
Oh yeah, you could have your winter and your summer
got-
dining room.
winter, summer,
Yeah.
and you stand there on a summer's evening.
Yes, that's
Oh,
this is lovely.
just stunning.
It's amazing, that, isn't it?
Stunning.
And that's a complete
This is the first time I've
artist
seen this.
impression.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, but it's on the basis of what we know.
What you know, yeah,
The
yeah.
foundations and the basis of walls that we know.
We'd all like to have a time machine and go back for the day, wouldn't we?
Not necessarily.
No, just for the day.
This would be closed,
Yeah.
not open.
Oh, what, the sides here?
Yeah, it's too cold in Britain for open.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if it had been in Rome, then maybe, yeah. Well,
yeah. But no, this is brilliant. Yes, north is to your right a bit, if you see. So, to orientate yourself, you see the little north sign up in the top right.
I'm gonna go and have a look for that temple. Where that temple's up the road, isn't it?
Yes, it's on private land.
Oh, is it on private? Is it? Oh, okay.
You can't actually see it.
It's a shame.
Yeah, we're allowed to go occasionally. It's still part of the stage.
It's amazing. That is unreal. So up here. Oh, please do not climb or sit on the wall. Okay, so what's this? This will have been where the boiler would have been for the water. Yeah. So if you look down there, yeah, if you look down there, that's where the water would have run through. So it would have been warm water. They would have had boilers here. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. So this would have been your water system. What's that up there? I think that's a restaurant, a cafe. I think might have some lunch in there in a bit. So this is a water shrine. Oh, okay. It's built over a pool fed by natural springs, which still runs today. Here, offerings could be made to the female spirits of the spring. Let's have a look. There you go. See that on the picture? Yeah, spring water was directly to the villa through stone channels and lead-lined pipes. The water supplied the 2 bath suites and washed the toilets clean. Today we still take advantage of spring water and use it across the site. Wow. Look how clean that is. Whoa, look how clean that is. So it comes down from the hills. So if you look over there, yeah, you've got like a channel where the water, natural spring water, runs into it. So what, the Romans knew what they were doing, didn't they? They knew what they were doing, these Romans, like, 100%. But yeah, that would have been the boiler room there, this section here. Yeah, amazing. North bathhouse. So that would have been the boilers there, wouldn't it?
Yes, the underfloor central heating at this end was
Yeah.
not one of the other ends, the dining room.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't,
And that all comes from the natural springs up there.
the water, yeah?
Yeah,
The lead pipes would take running water all over the site,
yeah.
even to the latrine.
Because when you look at the water, see how fresh and clean that is.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
unbelievable.
This is Cotswold geology. You've got
Yeah.
a layer of limestone which is porous.
Yeah,
Lots of rain trickles down to the limestone.
yeah,
Hits a layer of clay,
yeah,
obligingly left there by the last ice age, and can't go down any further. But that's outside the hill. You get a spring.
They knew what they were doing, the Romans, didn't they?
But
They
the
knew what they were
no,
doing.
no, This was pre-Roman. To the ancients,
Oh, okay.
a spring providing lots of good drinking water was
Yeah.
regarded as magic even divine. So
Yeah.
springs were shrines even before the Romans arrived.
Yeah, okay.
Now Bath, of course, has hot springs.
Yeah.
But Bath, even in Roman times, was just a tourist trap. There's no strategic value.
Mm. It's a lovely bath, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely, yeah.
Now, it wasn't until the Regency period that some enterprising guy discovered the mineral water in Cheltenham. Interesting, you know how it was discovered?
No.
By the pigeon.
No, no, no.
This guy noticed pigeons pecking at damp grass in one of the parks, the Pitfall Park, I think. And he thought to himself, they often attract its mineral water, so he sampled some, and he decided to build a spa town from scratch to rival Bath. But
Which is what Cheltenham Spa is, yeah. Yeah.
Until the Regency period, so it's late 18th century, there was
Yeah.
nothing in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
And there was at the church, Matthew's. was on the site of an old Roman one, but there was nothing significant.
Yeah, I live by Piffville,
Yeah.
by the pump rooms, and if you look at the water there now, it's not very clean. Not today, anyway.
But it was enough to attract gullible punters with
Yeah,
money and leisure.
yeah. The only downside about living where I live is the races when the race week's on. It's absolutely chaos. You can't even get out of the house because the roads are all blocked, and yeah.
We've got the same crossing on the A40 in Charlton Kings at the moment with a bridge
Yeah.
being repaired.
Oh yeah. They're always repairing the roads. We've got that many road works going on at the minute. It's just it's crazy.
Well, there were a lot on the Civic and both town, county and national, desperately underfunded for the last decade or so, and there's a lot of catching up to do.
Catching up, yeah.
Unlike London, somebody pointed out the Crossrail, which of course does wonderful things, Roman archaeology is another story. One station on Crossrail cost more than it would have taken to electrify the West Coast main line into Wales, and that's been postponed for 70 years.
Wow. Madness.
It's been promised 70 years, it's never happened.
Yeah. So what's this? See this building here in the middle? Is that
Victorian.
it's Victorian?
The Victorian landowner
Yeah.
cleared the site to discover his villa. When he had guests at his big stately home, he wanted to show off his Roman villa, so he built a nice little lodged and stay in the middle of the site.
Yeah.
It itself is now listed as a fine example of Victorian mansion, Victorian lodge, and so we can't knock it down to the archaeology underneath.
Yeah.
It's actually built in the footprint of the upper part of the lower courtyard. So it's not built on any.
So they knew not to build on ancient sites. They just built
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
off it. Yeah.
I mean, probably if you dig down, you'll probably find broken pottery, the odd coin. or
Maybe,
whatever.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
common round here.
Yeah.
You scratch the Cotswolds, you find Rome.
Yeah. Yeah. So these dry heat baths. What are these? It's
This is a different style of bathing, which the Romans called laconic or Spartan. They were deemed to be tougher. Is what the military favoured. If you go up to Vindelander up at Hadrian's Wall, is what you see. And we don't know why. It's a different style. There's a very much civic style, as you get in an ordinary town. This is what you get in a military garrison. More like a finished sauna in many ways.
okay.
You have individual hot sweat cubicle, just to sweat in, but not for plunging in. You
Yeah.
have cold plunge pools there. I speculate, without any evidence whatever, that either one of the owners at some point in the 400-year history was a retired legionary,
Mhm.
and therefore when he built his guest wing he decided to build a military bath in it,
Yeah.
or an owner here regularly entertained senior military officers from Gloucestershire or Cirencester,
Possibly.
and he wanted to offer them a choice of bathing, as you do.
Yeah.
It's like you've really got an elaborate wet room
Yeah.
bath, but you want your own sauna as well.
Yeah, and
so you can build in the garden.
It would have been officers. It would have been.
yes.
It wouldn't have been the
soldiers.
soldiers. No.
I mean, Vindelander it would have been, but particularly if they came from Cirencester, an ordinary soldier wouldn't have been entertained here.
No.
Obviously, you know. But the other thing about the Roman army is they recruited from all over the empire. You had to be a citizen to be a legionary, but you could join as an auxiliary anywhere in the empire. And for many young men, it was one of the few ways of getting away from home.
Yeah.
And
Then they get away from home and you realise it's too cold and they want to go back.
but once you're in the army, you can bring it on merit. And after some time auxiliary, you can become a legionary and become an officer and become a citizen. And then you go all the way to the top. We go from legionary to decurion, centurion, maybe ending up as a prefect of in charge of a legion of 3,000 men.
Yeah.
And so the prefects came all from all over the empire.
Yeah.
And so a legionary, ordinary legionary, or an officer up on the wall could have been Syrian, could have been Spanish, could have been Greek, Libyan, who knows. Might just have been Italian, not necessarily.
Yeah. The Spanish were quite common in the empire. Yeah. You've seen the film Gladiator with Marcus Aurelius.
I don't normally trust Hollywood history.
No.
No. Because Marcus Aurelius is an authentic historical character.
Yeah, he was a gladiator, wasn't he?
At one point.
He was a Spanish gladiator. Yeah.
If you survived a 25 years service as a legionary, and many didn't,
No.
you didn't get a pension. You got a land grant.
Okay.
One of the rules was you never got a land grant in the area you'd first been recruited,
Yeah.
because they didn't want you, if there was a local rebellion, siding with the locals. So if you were a Syrian on his last tour up on Hadrian's Wall, coming up to retirement, he will never be allowed to settle in Syria.
Okay.
But he might think, I don't think much of the climate here, but I quite like the people. I know what, I'm a prefect, or even a centurion, you get reasonably generous land grants. I know what, I'll ask my land grant in the Cotswolds.
Yeah. Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not? Yeah.
And this leads to a curious quirk today that because these legionaries came from all over the empire and the army worked in Latin, most of the legionaries did not have Latin as a first language.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the area of Italy where they spoke Latin as a first language was quite small. Not far south of Rome, the normal spoken language was Greek. Not far north of Rome, until the 2nd century BC, when Rome established its control, the normal spoken language would have been a Celtic language like Welsh.
Yeah.
As similar throughout Gaul.
Well, Jesus spoke
Right,
Greek.
right, Northern
Jesus spoke Greek
Well,
as
no,
well.
he spoke in Aramaic.
Aramaic and Greek. He spoke Greek as well. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know he spoke Greek, but when he talked to Pontius Pilate, the chances are he did,
Yeah.
rather than going through an interpreter. And Pontius Pilate would have spoken Aramaic. But,
So they would have had to have been fluent in 2 languages really
yeah, but
back in them days.
Yeah, but the only language which all the legionaries had in common was bad Barrack Roman Latin,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is a bit like Indian Army English.
Yeah.
I mean, the British Army in India decided to standardise on Hindi, which is only the local language in places like Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were in British Army in India, you came from Malayalam or Assam or Bengal or Punjab, Hindi would have been a second language.
Mhm.
You had to learn it in the barrack room.
Okay.
And one consequence of this is one of the last provinces to be conquered was what the Romans called Dacia, that roughly corresponding to modern Romania. And the empire deliberately settled a lot of retired legionaries in there to make sure, in case there was trouble with the locals.
Romania.
Romania.
So is that why it's called Romania?
Exactly.
Ah, it makes sense now.
And
yeah,
it's also
yeah.
why the language, modern language closest to spoken Latin is not Italian, it is Romanian.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
why they use the Latin alphabet
Yeah.
rather than the Greek alphabet or the Cyrillic alphabet of their neighbours, and why they call themselves Romania.
Mhm.
And if you know Latin, you can read Romanian.
Yeah.
Almost more easily if you can read Italian.
Mhm. Wow. Makes sense about Romania, doesn't it? When you think about the name Romania. Yeah. It makes complete sense. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have a little walk around these baths now and see what's what. Why is that one covered over there? What's that?
Oh, that's
So it's still being excavated.
no, it's been protected. This is a curious room here. There's a furnace there, and a room with underfloor heating here.
Oh wow. Yeah. Then it's that North Range.
And
Underfloor heating as well.
yes, this here on channels, not on pili, and the furnace will be just outside the wall,
Yeah.
beyond the depths. But all this room is also heated, and under here, if you peer in, we've got pili supporting.
I can turn my torch on. Watch. Let's have a little look. Whoa.
If you can see the pili, the pillars.
No.
Okay, well there are
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah.
the pillars supporting a floor.
Can I pop it in a little bit? Can I just pop this in? I don't know if you can see them.
Comes
Yeah.
up a bit.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't want to get my phone wet, so.
This room is not entered from the corridor; it's entered from an anteroom. Now the inner room has hypercaustic central heating.
Yeah.
The anteroom doesn't. Whoever was in there was more important than the person here. So whether this is the farm manager's office and the salesman to wait here, we just don't know.
Yeah, we don't
But
know.
it's
Yeah.
interesting to speculate.
But usually, if it's got underfloor heating and it's got all the mod cons,
Yes.
then it's usually for somebody important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas here it didn't.
Okay. Can we see through there? Can we? Oh yeah. Okay.
You see the pili.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Bonjour, ça va?
Oui, ça va bien et vous? Vous avez de la chance, il fait du soleil.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Il se fait.
Unreal.
Oui, voilà. Il se fait.
Yeah, what were those stones used for?
They did support
Supports. Oh, okay.
the floor. There'll be hot air on the floor.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
But here there isn't.
yeah.
The outer room doesn't have it.
Yeah. So that would have been for important people then.
Important people less important people hang around here.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I have no idea what for.
This is the lobby, and that's the main room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was technically the living room then.
Or it might say it might be the farm manager's office.
Yeah, maybe.
But there are mosaics all the way down here, which you can't leave uncovered. This is a particularly interesting one in this room, because when this was last uncovered shortly before COVID, this is what's under this turf. Just under there, clearly part of levelling the floor before the mosaic was laid, they found a little bit of charcoal.
Okay.
Now, there's a new dating technique called bioluminescent dating.
Yeah.
And essentially what you say, you find something organic,
Mhm.
which has been buried.
You can carbon date it.
No, it's not carbon dating.
Oh, okay.
If you then dig it up and quickly put in a light-proof container and take it to the laboratory, you can work out when it was last exposed to daylight. It's a brand new technique.
Yeah, that's good.
And doing that, it was established that this mosaic floor was laid anything up to 100 years after the legions left.
Oh.
This is
Quality.
own saddler and blacksmith, because you had working horses on the farms.
Mhm.
The farms get mechanised. Those skills disappear.
Yeah.
100 years later, those skills are scarce. But they have a small but wealthier clientele in the horsey set, as you see in the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
It probably is very similar for mosaic layers in Cirencester. Middle of the 4th century, there's probably dozens of them, all competing kitchen showrooms, if you
Yeah.
like. 150 years later, far smaller clientele. But the clientele you've got have got money still.
So will this been has been excavated before, but it's been recovered back up again?
Yeah. We can't leave the mosaics exposed; they deteriorate.
Yeah.
But this
Okay.
is, you can see,
So the
only,
soil- so
only
the
a
s-
little bit of the corners survive.
So the soil protects the mosaic.
The turf.
Yeah.
Turf is quite a good protector.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense then. Makes sense.
Incidentally, if you know a youngster who's good with their hands and don't getting fed up with school, and you want them to have a job for life,
Mm.
apprentice them to a farrier.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's very little training of farriers these days. Interestingly, the military still do it with standard cavalry regiment and engineering skill. But otherwise, the way to become a farrier is to be apprenticed to an existing qualified one. And farrier is one of those protected trades. You're not allowed to call yourself farrier until you've done the apprenticeship. It's actually illegal.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Okay. It's
So-
interesting. Yeah.
if you know someone else who might be interested,
Maybe the kids. I've got enough kids, so maybe. Yeah.
they'd have a job for life.
Yeah.
As long as
Okay.
you've got horses, you need farriers.
You don't need to be an archaeologist to no. Okay.
And the other indication of how much money there was is this is a lovely spot, particularly in a summer evening, to
Yeah.
have an evening meal.
Yeah.
But the main kitchen is up there.
Oh, okay.
You don't want your food to get cold,
No.
so you build a second kitchen with a second dining room here,
Yeah.
as you do.
Yeah, as you do. The Romans knew what they were doing, didn't they? They knew what they were doing. Yeah.
So here's the
The
second
Kitchen annex.
kitchen, and here's the second dining room.
Okay. Yeah.
And you see, this would also, you see the channels
Oh.
here, there would be the,
Little Robin there. He was coming to visit as well.
and these are more underfloor heating channels,
Okay.
and here.
Wow.
This is visiting children's photo opportunity with a multi-seat and latrine bench.
Oh. What's that for? Oh, like a
Latrine
toilet.
bench, yes.
Oh, okay.
And along with the sponges on sticks.
Oh God. Oh. So what? They would have sat with their feet, dipped it in the water, and then washed it, and then the water would have washed the poo away.
Yeah, that's right.
So down there, maybe, or the poo would have gone down
Oh, no,
there.
it wouldn't have been here.
No.
The latrine's up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
There, but there
But
is.
can you imagine this being the annex? Imagine this being a dining room, and can you imagine looking over that view? Look at that view. So what would have been in that field? Nothing. Sheep.
Sheep, because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
Because they're
Livestock,
selling wool to the Roman army.
Yeah.
The standard Roman army winter cloak was called the Burus Britannicus. It was made of British wool.
Yeah.
Every auxiliary and every legionary got one.
Yeah.
Armies buy a lot of uniforms.
Yeah, they had a lot of fairy coats on, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, as now, military contractors can do very nicely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because the Roman army paid well, it paid promptly, and paid a good Roman silver coin.
So was that their main income, was it?
Around here, yes.
Yeah. So livestock was their, and skins were their main income.
Yep, and the cattle were cattle too, but sheep was mostly this area, as it was in the Middle Ages with the wool churches.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Any other income from any other source?
Oh, not particularly around here, but Britannia as a whole was most important for metals.
Okay.
The first known visitor to Britain who left a written account came from what we now call Marseille. He was called Pythias. Now, he might have been Greek. He wrote in Greek. He might have been Carthaginian because most of the Mediterranean was still controlled by the Carthaginians at that stage. But he was a metals trader.
Yeah.
And he went all the way through Gaul, what the Romans call Gaul, scouting out...
France, Gaul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scouting out metal mines and working out what a good place to trade with. And when he was in northern Gaul, he heard about his offshore island where they had metals too, because Gaul, both sides of the channel, they spoke the same Celtic languages.
Yeah.
And so he came across, and he heard about iron ore in the Midlands and lead in the Peak District, and lead, silver and gold in Wales, and tin in Cornwall, and he left a account for his travels. He said described the weather was foul. He used the word for ritually unclean, but the metals were good.
The metals were good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's worth trading with these people.
Yeah.
And we have an account of his travels in Greek from about 350 BC. This is when Rome was a small village.
Okay. Well, it was small, a lot smaller than what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
And the lead, of course, particularly important for Romans for plumbing. Plumbing comes from the Latin word plumbum, meaning lead. And so a lot of lead throughout the empire, the aqueducts in southern France, the public baths in Rome are quite likely to be lined with British lead. Iron for weapons and machinery and armour things.
Yeah.
And tin is absolutely vital.
Okay.
Do you know how to make a lead pipe?
Is it from tin, is it?
No, it's from lead.
Okay.
You create a long rectangle in a wooden box, filled with very fine sand, and you smooth it off very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a bar, a bit like the weed killer spreader on a watering can.
Yeah.
Filled with molten lead. Lead has a low melting point. And you move across this rectangle, dripping molten lead onto the sand at a steady speed, a very steady pace. And when you get to the end, you've got a thin sheet, rectangular sheet of lead.
Yeah.
Which cools quickly, but it's a low melting
So the
point.
sand cools it down.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
also lead has a very low melting point. Doesn't take long.
Yeah.
When it's cooled down, you take a form, which might be a cylinder or it might be a square block of wood, and you wrap the lead around the form.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you get a pipe.
Yeah.
But you've got to seal the joint where the two edges come together, and you've got to seal the joint to the next pipe. And the way you make a solder do that is a mixture of lead and tin. You can't do plumbing without tin. And that is why tin is so important.
That's so important.
And tin came from Cornwall.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
And so it was when Julius Caesar arrives in two summers, 55 and 54 BC, then he goes away. I came, I saw, I conquered, then I ran away. Left out the last bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this was his political propaganda.
Yeah.
When he was a military officer before he went into politics.
Mm-hmm.
And
I need that. Yeah.
but Claudius in 43 AD, when Romanized Gaul was still trading with unromanized Britain, realized the metals in Britain were so important that he better control it, not just trade with it. And that's when he comes with the legions.
Okay.
And then the Roman rule for 400 years, but the Roman way of life continues for 150 further years.
Yeah. Thank you for the tour today.
Sorry, I
No, no, but it's always good. It's always nice to have someone who knows what they, because I normally walk around and I try to Google it and I try to talk about it myself, but I went to Hales Abbey
Mhm.
last month, and luckily I got there when there was a tour happening at the same time. So
We do tours on Mondays here.
okay, yeah, I might come back next Monday then and do a little go on the tour. Yeah,
I'm also one of the tour guides, but
I'll bring a separate mic, and I'll put the mic on you so that we both got one.
The guide might have 15 different people in the tour, so
Yeah.
he
Oh,
can't promise
okay.
to give you
Okay.
his full attention.
Yeah, but you seem to be a lot more knowledgeable.
The word is nerd.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd in today's world. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, thank you anyway. I'll have a little walk around now and have a look at some of the other stuff. I'm going to walk over to that house.
Sure.
Take care.
This end is a little museum of stuff found on the site.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have a look. Someone's having a moan. Somebody's having a moan. Stop having a moan. Is it crazy the way they got like tiles on the wall? Nice. Is there a reason why there's roof tiles on that part of the wall?
Just to protect the walls.
Oh, is that what it's for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
When the Victorians excavated,
Yeah.
you realise very sensibly what they got on the foundation walls
Yeah.
of Cotswold stone, which is porous. And if they left them exposed, the water will get in, the frost will get in, they would crack.
So the Victorians put the tiles
The
on?
Victorians
Okay.
put brand new Cotswold stone roofs on their Roman walls.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That is anything up to 2,000 years old, and that is 150 years old.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
because it's Cotswold stone, they weathered look the same.
Yeah.
Now, when they need replacement, this is far too expensive to redo. So we now put modern concrete slabs on. But we don't touch the Roman stuff underneath.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But obviously, the labour in recreating this to these days would be very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering because I was walking down and I was wondering why there was roof tiles on the wall. It was
Well, we could tell from the thickness of the walls that they could have supported and probably did support a second story. We're very likely the second story would only have been for another story of windows.
okay.
If there were rooms upstairs, you'd have needed lots of long timbers, which is possible. It was built in the woods, there's plenty of wood.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'd also expect to see evidence
Evidence
of
of it, yeah.
stairwell,
Yeah.
and we don't find any evidence of that.
No. Because I mean, wood doesn't last as long as stone. We know that,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, it makes sense. So a lot of the Roman stuff was built on one level then.
No, they're occupied at one level,
Yeah.
but the posh buildings often had to. Now in Rome itself, or the big cities,
Yeah.
no, they would have multi-story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But equally
yeah.
they had stairwells, as you can still see in Pompeii.
Yeah, yeah. Pompeii. I wouldn't mind going there. It'd be nice.
Well, everything's brilliantly preserved there, but
Yeah.
they even got the Roman wall paintings
Mm-hmm.
preserved, which we haven't got. There's a little bit of Roman painted wall plaster in the Bath complex. The only place in Britain where you can find it. We haven't got any actual pictures.
Do you know where I'd love to go? The Holy Land. Israel.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Not a nice place to go at the moment, but it's on my to-do list
And
at some point.
Some of the
You know they've started to.
Gaza is a wonderful archaeology. Bethlehem is obviously in Israel as opposed to occupied territories. Is largely Arab Christian. But places like Nablus, of course, are fiercely fought over, and the centre is largely taken over by in the occupied territories by settlers, unfortunately.
Because a lot of the excavation is happening underground. I watched a documentary yesterday,
Yeah.
and the excavation is underground. And what they do, rather than building a bit out, rather than taking the houses off people who own the houses, they dig underneath.
If they're owned by Israelis, if
Yeah.
they're Arab, they just kick them out and demolish them.
Well, apparently the Muslim owners of the homes are not allowed to sell them to non-Muslims. They're allowed to sell them to other Muslims, but they're not allowed to sell them to non-Muslims. Yeah.
There's a lot of archaeology in Gaza, and some of the museums are badly damaged. Some of the artefacts, when the fighting started, was quickly whisked out to Egypt, unfortunately. But obviously the ones in places like Lebanon and Syria are damaged by ISIS, unfortunately.
Well, they discovered that the Temple Mount isn't the actual location what we thought it was. That it's actually the lower down in the city.
Yeah.
All the excavation that's happening. Yeah.
When I was at university, I had a Syrian friend who toured the US. This is back in the 60s. And wasn't the antipathy towards the Arab world as there is in the States now. And there's a place called Williamsburg.
Rings a bell. Yeah.
Okay, it's in Virginia.
Yeah.
It actually was the first capital of the colony of Virginia before Richmond.
Okay.
And a lot of buildings are preserved from pre-revolutionary times, and other buildings we moved wholesale to it from other parts of Virginia,
Mhm.
and they have costumed interpreters who go around it. Although the church was originally a late 17th century one, 100 years before the revolution. It's one of the oldest churches in North America.
North America. Yeah.
Sorry, in the US.
Oh.
It was in Canada.
Okay.
And Syrian friend of mine came back and said he'd been to Williamsburg, and they went to the guided tour, and the guide had taken me to the church, and the guide said, and you realise there's been continuous worship in this church for over 300 years. And he felt like saying, gee, I can't wait to get back to Damascus and tell the folks about this.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. But I mean, Jerusalem's on my bucket list, definitely, 100%. Because
Of course, the old cities, to much great there's still Muslim and Armenian and Christian owners of the buildings, but settlers are moving in a big way and trying to persuade Armenians may not necessarily have time to try and sell to.
There's the stone where apparently Jesus was lay on the stone tomb is there. You can go there. You can touch that, and then there's the place where he was crucified as well, which is where the Holy Sepulchre is built.
Sepulchre, yeah.
Yeah, that's where that's. But that was Constantine. Yeah. He was a Roman, and he was the one who formed the Catholic Church, wasn't he?
He wasn't. He was a Roman citizen. He became a Roman emperor, but he wasn't originally from Italy.
Okay, but he was a Roman emperor. Yeah. Was he Greek as well, by any chance?
Well, he was spoken Greek.
Yeah. Okay.
And he, of course, set up his capital, moved the capital from Rome to Byzantium. We renamed Constantinople because his Christian wife was Greek.
So who was it that started the Knights Templars then? Was that to do with Constantine?
No, that was significantly later.
Oh, okay.
That was in response to the Saracens arriving in Palestine.
Well, Palestine wasn't even a state then. Didn't exist.
By Palestine, I mean the geographical area.
The area, yeah.
Between the Jordan and the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people who occupied that land have varied over the millennia.
Yeah.
But sort of geographically, it's Palestine.
Yeah. Geographically,
just as between the Tigris and Euphrates and Mesopotamia, but
now you're going even further back now when you mention Mesopotamia. You're going even further back.
With two Greek words meaning between the rivers.
Well, because I like history, as you know, and one of my other sites I want to go to is Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, which means pot-bellied pig.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Pot-bellied pig.
But how did they build that 12,600 years ago?
Well, just a lot of labour.
No wheels, no pulleys. No wheel wasn't even invented then, you know.
There's I had an interesting experience. We had a holiday in Samos, which is an island Greek island very close to the Turkish coast. Yeah. And from there you can take an excursion by ferry to Kuşadası in Turkey, and then on a coach trip to Ephesus, and a guided tour of Ephesus. And my wife was usually coming outside a classic, she did maths. And on the boat over, I met somebody else on the tour, was an interesting character. He was an Australian Greek. Now, Melbourne is the third largest Greek-speaking city in the world, after Athens, Salonic. And he was actually professor of classical and modern Greek at the University of Melbourne. Okay. So we got chatting. I speak modern Greek.
I noticed you speak French as well. Yeah.
And in mixture of English and Greek. Because he was been a whole town of Samuel, so he's been Greek there. And when we got on the coach, on the way to Ephesus, we stopped at a roadside restaurant to have lunch, clearly by arrangement between the tour guide and the restaurant owner. Fine, first class lunch. We carried on chatting. after a bit, the Turkish proprietor of this restaurant came up to us and said, "Excuse me, what language are you speaking there?" I speak Turkish too, so I switched to Turkish.
How many languages do you speak?
A few. It's my hobby. And so I explained in Turkish that this is a Greek Australian, and I knew Greek from university. And I said, of course, before the exchange populations in 927, when the Christians from Asia Minor were forced out to Greece, and the Muslims from what became Greece were forced out to Turkey, and it was done by religion, not by language.
Okay. Which is different.
Yeah, because there were Greek Muslims and Turkish Christians who were similarly forced out. Of course, this used to be a mixed community, and my grandfather had this restaurant, spoke both languages. So I said to this Australian, "You realise it's probably the first time Greek has been spoken in this restaurant for 70 years."
Yeah. What about Derinkuyu?
Sorry?
Derinkuyu.
Kuyu?
Derinkuyu in Turkey. It's underground cities, basically.
Kuyu means that's village.
Yeah. Okay. But they've done research and they say that they've only excavated about 5% of it, and they're saying that it could have housed 50,000 people.
Yeah. Well, Pompeii, similarly, they only excavated about a third of it.
But what were they hiding from? Now, one of the theories is the Younger Dryas. You've heard of the Younger Dryas? Younger Dryas period.
No.
It's after the last they think there was an ice age at 12,600 years ago, and there was a 1,000-year ice age, so people had to go underground, which is where the term caveman comes from, because people used to live underground. They had to hide from the elements. One of the theories is it was a comet hit the Earth, sent up into the atmosphere, that caused the Earth to freeze.
Well, it's similar like the eruption of Krakatoa, which caused bad harvests in Western Europe for 3 summers.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you can imagine that happening for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
You know, that's a long time to have to go underground, which makes sense. Which is why the humans are called cavemen, because we had to go underground. Yeah. But this Derinkuyu is they found evidence of agriculture underground, like livestock, schools, all under in the city, and they're saying that 50,000 people minimum lived underground, yeah. And then they used it during the revolutions, what was it called, where the Spanish drove out the Muslims.
They were when the Ferdinand and Isabella.
Yeah. What's it called? The event.
Well, it was beginning of the Renaissance, but
no, there's something else I'm thinking of.
The Spanish Inquisition and what?
Where they drove out the
Muslims.
Muslims, Islamic,
Well, the Arabs would say it was the first Nakba, which is catastrophe. I can't remember what the Spaniards called it. But yeah, so of course that's when
Crusades. Crusades. Yeah.
Well, of course, Suleiman the Magnificent, who was the Ottoman Sultan at the time, because Ferdinand and Isabella not only drove out Muslim Arabs, they drove out the Jews, the Spanish Jews, of which there were many, and Andalusia was Cordoba in particular were great centres of scholarship, Muslim, Jewish, and Christian. Yeah. And when the Jews were expelled, a lot of them went to North Africa. But Suleiman the Magnificent said, "Come to Istanbul. We'd love to have you." Yeah. And to this day, in the Balkans and in Istanbul, they still speak. Significant populations still speak Ladino, which is Ladino is to Spanish what Yiddish is to German. That is, it's medieval Spanish written in the Hebrew alphabet. Oh, okay.
So nobody
I've heard that in Istanbul.
So nobody speaks Aramaic today?
Oh yes, they do.
They do?
In Iraq, Syria area.
Okay.
But it's just another Semitic language. It's cognate to Welsh in Hebrew and Arabic.
Because some of the languages that are written on Göbekli Tepe, some of the languages that it's forgotten languages that
it's Akkadian and
they don't know how to.
Yeah.
Well, they do have a few, like Zachariah Sitchin tried to translate a lot of the Anunnaki stuff. Have you heard of that?
Yes, in Central America.
Yeah, it was in Mesopotamia. Well, Mesopotamia.
Oh, Mesopotamia.
Ancient Mesopotamia. Yeah, they're saying that the people were called the Anunnaki. The sky people, they called them. Yeah, so interesting.
I mean, the language disappeared. I mean, when the Europeans arrived, there were literally hundreds of indigenous languages in Australia. Very few of them survive in the spectrum.
Yeah.
And to some extent North America too.
Interesting.
But now they're getting a bit better. Interesting, I have a daughter in Australia, and we went to one of our grandchildren's birthday parties held at a local village hall.
Mm-hmm.
And on the wall, clearly as part of playgroup decoration, there is how to count from 1 to 10 1 to 20 in the local Aboriginal language, which has now been documented into standard spelling for. It's not just oral.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is they clearly counted in 5s, not in 10s. So
Strange.
6 was 5 plus 1.
Ah.
10 was 2 5s.
Yeah.
11 was 2 5s plus 1.
So it's just
And
as,
but of course, the advantage of that, you only need one hand.
so it's just as well the Romans did come along to create mathematics, isn't it? Really?
Oh no, with mathematics in many ways, created by the Arabs.
Oh.
One illustration is, we had a maths teacher in my high school who gave us a very good exercise, which is doing long division in Roman numerals. And we had to do everything in our head, but all writing in Roman numerals. And it made you realise how useful the zero was.
Yeah.
The zero came with the Arabs.
Yeah.
Who
Oh, so
got it from the Babylonians.
So
who got it from ancient Indians.
there was no zero in the
No.
Roman numerals. Oh, it's odd.
Well, you see, why give a name to nothing?
Yeah.
But the Arab math is actually it's very useful. And
Yeah,
we still do that.
yeah.
Zero comes from an Arabic word, sufr,
Yeah.
which means zero, which is also the word which gives us our English word cipher.
Well, you wouldn't have any £10 notes, would you, if it wasn't for them?
Next pound notes instead.
Yeah. Right. I'm little.
But I mean, you try doing significant sums on paper without a zero.
I can
and you
imagine.
realise-
Yeah. Definitely. Projecting room, purpose unknown. So what would you say this was for then, a projecting room? Maybe it's some sort of guard. You know, like a guard room, maybe. Oh, these are steep steps. Very steep steps. It's only 12:10. I thought it was later than that. Domestic offices. Let's have a look. One of these service rooms used by servants, slaves and ex-slaves. Okay, that'll explain why it's at the lower section then, out the way. So here's a Victorian house. That the Victorians built, obviously. Like he said, it's good that the Victorians built this house on a site that had no remains underneath it. Let's go in the museum. Oh, okay. Wow. Statue fragments.
Well, I think they're particularly concerned about children.
Shears, chisels, saws, hooks, spades.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right, because when we first went to our house in Scotland, they had all their pipes there, so we had to have them all free. Assume that we have them all the same.
It's a milling stone. The museum was built after the excavation of 1864 in order to display Roman finds. I'm not sure if we're allowed to go down there or not. Look down here. Oh, shit. So can you imagine being Romans and having this big, this was all built up, right, and they would have looked over these hills. What a view that would have been. Because obviously these would have been when they were fully built, as you've seen on the model when it first came in. Yeah. Let's go down there actually. Let's go down these steps. Some stones here as well. Hey, look here, looks like a ring. I don't know what that could have been for, maybe a fire pit. So obviously when your buildings are up there on top of the hill, I should imagine the soldiers or whatever would have been down here. But yeah. Yeah, so that is Chedworth Roman Villa. Yeah, so that's Chedworth Roman Villa. I would highly recommend it if you're interested in all the old ancient Roman stuff. It's been interesting. I got a tour guide as well, Mike his name was, and as you can see he's explained quite a lot of the history to me, which has been good. It's always good to have a tour guide with you. But yeah, these grounds are massive, really big. Yeah, you can just imagine this being open gardens and looking out over the hills. So yeah, Chedworth Roman Villa, founded by mistake, so I came back. I would highly recommend signing up to the National Trust and come and visit yourself, see for yourself. But yeah, I'm glad it's not raining today like it was the other day when I first come here, but I've really enjoyed today. Yeah, my feet are a bit wet, so, but yeah, other than that, Chedworth Roman Villa. And that's me leaving Chedworth Roman Villa. You know me, I always like to go out. I always like to record myself leaving as well in the car. It's nice to have add a few drive videos to the videos, you know, driving in and driving out to location. Only because the views on the way in and out are breathtaking through the Cotswolds.